I put on Instagram before, this is one of the highlights of my year. There's something about just a group of boys, guys getting together and just being able to be themselves and talk about what it means to be a man and learn and be inspired. I think it's really powerful. The teenagers are just so open and willing to talk and speak from the heart and learn and be inspired and be engaged, and I just think it's rare to find that. For me, being a man growing up, it was always about being like tough and being strong, and it still is about being strong, but being strong in a way where it's okay to fall down. There's a Japanese proverb that I love, which is fall down 7 times, stand up 8. And for me, that's what being a man is about, not being afraid to talk about that and not being afraid to ask for help for that. That it's okay to struggle and it's okay to talk, and also that you do get better. I think that's a really important message, that you can recover and there's hope. Suicide is the biggest killer of our men in this country under 45. It's not an accident or it's not cancer, it's not heart disease, it's suicide, it's mental health. And yet we rarely talk about it. And in young people as well, both boys and girls, the biggest killer of people under 35 is suicide. And there's so many boys, men that are struggling in silence still today and taking their own lives, and I was almost one of them, and it's so sad. And this is why it's so important that we have events like today where we say to boys, it's okay, whatever's going on, it's okay. These boys, they're amazing. So I've seen some of them open up, saying, I've been depressed, or, I had this anxiety, when my parents got divorced, when social services got involved. It's amazing, because if they can be this open now and willing to talk and willing to get help, then they're set for life. If we can reach young people early enough and just let them know it's okay to be themselves, I just think it can not just change that generation, but change the next generations going forwards. Because if they're okay to be themselves, then of course they're going to let their children be okay to be themselves, and it will just get more and more acceptable to be who you are. Thinking like 10 years, maybe 20 years, things will be different, and it's all because of things like today.
Looking back at how I was through my teens compared to now, it's like I just related with the event so much, and it's like, wow, if I had this when I was younger, I would have loved it, and benefited so much. It's just as important for girls. I mean, we're all human beings, so I think everyone needs to know who they are, and they need to walk with confidence and learn that it's okay, especially in today's age where you have the media and so many other influences and noise and stuff trying to tell you. I shouldn't say they're trying to tell you, but it can come across that way if you're weak. I should follow this, I should do that, I should be like this. So boy, girl, it doesn't matter. I think it's really, really important. And I'm glad it's happening for boys. Key message would be, if you have the mental strength and the understanding to achieve what you want to achieve, then you'll get there. And not being scared to fail. If you just have the dream, but you don't understand the necessary steps to get there, then it will just remain the dream.
It's a huge pleasure to be at Rocking Your Teens, just because, like I said, youth are our future. And I think if we can encourage them and inspire them to be their best selves, they'll be happy, but I think we'll also have a happier world and a happier place to live in. So one is about social mobility, and the other one is just to be comfortable within ourselves. And I think that when you are a teen, we're going through so many changes, be it puberty, be it our place within the classroom, our place outside in the real world. And so things constantly change. It's hard to kind of keep track of who we are and who we want to be. I want to emphasize that that's not important. You just need to accept your current and present self and just know that everything else will fall into place. Well, I recently read a book on men, masculinity and love, and I think we should try and kind of dilute these whole gender stereotypes. It's okay for a man to cry. He doesn't necessarily have to be the breadwinner. I think more than what it is to be a man or a woman, I think we should look at what it is to be a person and what it is to be a good person.